What is social engineering? Social engineering is basically using human interaction to trick people into revealing sensitive information or performing actions that compromise security. The common social engineering methods include email controlling computer virus, phishing, malicious program in the image, scareware, and pretexting. So why is social engineering so dangerous? What's the differences between social engineering and other cybersecurity attacks? Social engineering relies on human error. The attacker doesn't need to understand any computer knowledge. It is a pure psychology method, which means anyone can be a perpetrator. And because this is a human error, there is usually no sign for you to know what you just did. And when the victim realizes the loss, it is usually too late. So let's talk about the big event in history. One of the top hacks of the decade was the Democratic campaign's email leak, which caused a mass hysteria. Russian intelligence office sent a series of spare phishing emails to various individuals in the Democratic National Convention's network, posing as Google warning recipients of suspicious activity on their Google accounts. The social engineering email shortened the link using bit.ly URL, hiding its true redirect path. Once the shortened link was clicked, the web page asked recipients to change their password. After target clicked the spoofed link and entered their credentials, the cybercriminal gained the full access of their Google account, including their Gmail access, which allowed them to scrub thousands of emails with sensitive information pertaining to the Democratic candidate Hillary Clinton's campaign. Now let's introduce some common social security attacks we might face in our daily life. First, phishing attacks. Phishing attacks usually make victims believe the message comes from a legitimate and reputable source. And in this picture, the email just looks like the real Costco email. The color and the text style looks unsuspicious, but after you click the button, your data is gone. This is another example of phishing email. The blue button looks quite attractive, isn't it? But make sure to clarify the company source. Contact the company to see if this is real, or you might get scammed. Scareware is another type of social engineering attack. Scareware will let a pop-up ad or email to scare people into visiting an infected website or download a malicious software. For pretexting, the attacker usually tries to convince the victim to give up some valuable information or to access to a server or system. The distinguishing feature of this type of attack is that the scam article comes up with a story or pretext in order to fool the victim. The pretext generally casts the attacker in the role of someone's authority who has the right to access the information, or who can use the information to help the victim. Here is an example of pretexting. The attacker pretends to be Sue's boss, which is the authority. If Sue emails him back, she cannot establish the trust toward the attacker. It means she believes the attacker is her boss. Then the attacker can directly ask Sue to send him the important information. In conclusion, here are 5 tips of preventing social engineering attacks. First, knowing what type of attack you might face in the future, like what we just introduced. Second, always have multi-factor authentication, like other entry code that was sent to your email. Fourth, continuously monitor critical systems. Fourth, always make sure the sender is the person you thought. Contact the sender to see if it is true. Most companies will never ask you to share your personal password or sensitive information. In the end, make sure to always go to a website with HTTPS.